Tequila Day, and we're going to be checking in with Rance in a little bit, and he's got an overview on tequila. Also, healthier snack ideas for the kids. I'm sure a lot of families are going through what I'm going through at home, and that is the kids, they keep snacking when they're told not to, and they're not always the best thing, so we have some ideas with that.
I think you're underselling it. It's not just healthier snack ideas. Some of these are genius ideas. So that is something you definitely want to watch and tuck away for later. Also, if you need some retail therapy in your life, two great opportunities. One is a local sale that we'll talk about in just a few minutes. And then later in the show, a giant, very secret online sale that will be happening. And, you know, in the course of this interview that I did with the folks behind the sale, I found out that people really are spending money. They are out there shopping, especially with back to school time. So that's a real thing. Regardless of how uncertain these back to school times are, people are doing some shopping.
And that is our first topic for the River City Current. And there's a trend with back to school shopping for 2020. According to the latest studies, on average, families will be spending more, almost $100 per household. And the main reason why is because of COVID-19. Most of the families that are staying home, well, they have to buy things like desks, computers, stuff like that. So on average, it's up. So when you talk about what's coming up on the show, ways to save money, well, I think it's something that everybody wants to do.
Yeah, the opportunity for you to save on this particular segment coming up is through a site called Retail Me Not. And we will talk about not just for back to school items, but electronics and those types of items. But you're right, people are bringing up the average too, because if I have nothing, and we're hoping that a lot of the schools will be able to provide the laptops that are needed if there is online learning, but still, those kinds of things shoot the average way high.
Yeah, and even like with my family over the spring when this happened, we had to buy a couple of desks and things like that because just the way we were set up, it wasn't a great environment for everyone. You know, a couple of the older kids, they were fine, but for the smaller ones, we needed to do something. So it's interesting, and there's a lot of other hidden costs out there. Things like if you are sending your child back to school with masks, a lot of people are buying a lot because they want to figure out, well, what's the style that your kid will actually wear for 8 hours or whatever it may be. So last year, the average was $696. This year, they're estimating to be $789 per household. So definitely an increase in that.
Well, the masks are very much like the old, you know, oh, what lunchbox will you have? Only you'll have a few different ones. So you're talking about all of the different licensed characters. You know, is it going to be a superhero that's going to make your kiddo want to wear that mask every single day? And how dirty do they get? How often do you have to wash them? This is a whole nother item in your wardrobe that you have to consider.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, as time goes on, as we learn more and we come up with great deals like what we have coming up, we will share them with you. And speaking of something that I think is pretty cool and innovative, when it comes to working out, you're always trying different things.
Right.
And you discovered something pretty cool.
Well, so here's the thing. I have started, and I'm not recommending this for everybody, and I've done a segment researching barefoot running and walking. So it's not for everybody. You definitely want to work your way up to it. But if going barefoot in the summertime is something you love, regardless of if you're walking, if you're running, or if you're just going to the pool, you might be thinking, well, do I really want to bother putting my shoes on? So I did try a product. Take a look. They're called NakeFit, and I said I would give them an honest review. So this is going to be just that. And you peel these off and literally stick them to the bottom of your feet. And I've read the directions, so I'm going to do that. So strange, though. Here we go. All right. So strange. Oh, they're already sticking together. Okay. 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 So strange. So these are good if you are walking on like really hot pavement or tiny little pebbles or stones. They would be good. But I really want to see if I can reuse them, because the only thing I don't like about them right now is that I'm not into making more trash in this world. And if they're disposable, I don't love that. But let's see if I can stick them back on their stickers. Okay, first things first, let's see if I can use them again. I don't even know if they're reusable, but let's find out. Okay, I'm on the grass because the pavement is burning hot, which is like the whole point. Okay, let's see. Okay, they're sticking. I can use them again, and I don't feel the heat. Oh, okay. So that's good. So there you go. You get 3 pairs for what is like $12, which I think is going to lead people to reuse them because that's, that's not that cheap really if it's a few bucks every time you use a pair. But I don't think the company necessarily set out for me to say you could reuse them.
Well,
But I wouldn't just do that. I wouldn't just throw something away like that.
There's a trend or a movement where they're starting to work out without shoes
Yeah.
because for balance and really to build